is really starting to charge now. But you've got to admire the way Piquet has driven this race. He's really looked like the maestro. He's been, if anything, the dominant driver in Grand Prix racing for the last 3 years. And today he really confirmed this is a very difficult circuit.
And there is Keke Rosberg. Rosberg has stopped, and that means that Brundle is up into 4th position. I don't know what the problem with Rosberg's Williams is. I can see it smoking at the back. I will hazard a guess that it's a turbo problem, and I'll hazard a guess that it's going to catch fire if they don't do something sharply, because those turbos get very hot. They get oil building when they're stationary, and the Detroit fire people, who haven't got the best of reputations after practice when Senna had to put his own car out when it caught fire, are certainly onto the mark very smartly with Rosberg, who walks away in disgust. Lap 48 then. Piquet, Alboreto, De Angelis. Brundle now up into 4th position. Teo Fabi to 5th, and Elio and Alain Prost is in 6th position. What a race of changes as first one and then another car goes out. But the ones that are running fast and reliably. Piquet. And of course the problem at this stage of the race for Nelson, and that is Michele Alboreto. There's another one out. The Ferrari of Michele Alboreto, which was second, is out of the Detroit Grand Prix, joining René Arnoux' car, which retired a long time ago. Alboreto, who now makes it 6 races, 6 retirements in 7 races. What an awful record. Maybe he should have stayed at Tyrrell after all. Walks away unhappily as Nelson Piquet comes through. His only worry now, as he skirts Alio's broken Ram Hart car, is to keep going. And as you see, Martin Brundle, with 12 laps to go, is up into an incredible 3rd position, with Fabi 4th. Prost is up into 5th position, which will give him 2 World Championship points if he stays there. And Jacques Lafitte is back in the points, the first time for a long time. Jacques Lafitte, of course, has been lapped by Nelson Piquet, but in today's conditions, that's nothing to be ashamed of. And my goodness, Martin Brundle has now caught right up to the 2nd place man, Elio De Angelis. It looks like there is no stopping this incredible young 25-year-old Englishman from King's Lynn. Martin Brundle comes right up to the rear wing of Elio De Angelis's JPS Lotus. But as I've said before, and there's a bit of paper stuck on the left side pod of De Angelis' car, I notice, as I've said before, catching is one thing at Detroit, getting past is another. And Brundle must keep cool. Into the tunnel, right behind Elio De Angelis, challenging for 2nd place. And he's going to go through. He's done it. Martin Brundle takes De Angelis at the chicane at the end of the lap and moves up to a magnificent 2nd place.
Yes, he got the drop on the acceleration there. It was a marvellous piece of driving by Martin Brundle. He's in top form. He out-accelerated De Angelis from the previous corner and was able to drive right round the outside of him in a car that has less power. So that was a marvellous piece of overtaking, and what a great moment for Martin Brundle, going into 2nd place. His best position ever in a Grand Prix.
As we look at Alain Prost with Nelson Piquet practically a full lap ahead of him, he is on his last lap, Piquet, and look at Martin Brundle. That's Liz, his wife, listening to the earphones, and well she might, because now Martin Brundle is catching Nelson Piquet in the closing stages of the last lap, and it really is not inconceivable that if he can get up to Piquet, he might get past him.
Yes, because Piquet's got a problem. Having slowed down earlier on, he's now got Prost in front of him, and Prost doesn't care. And if he's held up by Prost, Brundle might be able to catch him.
Well, we'll soon know. The race has really come alight in the last few yards. They're coming out of the right-hander there. There is Prost, still ahead of Piquet, and all the time, Martin Brundle on this, the last lap, is catching as Piquet closes right up to Alain Prost. Alain Prost isn't going to move over and let Piquet through. Why should he? And look how close it is. Brundle lets the back step out as he goes round the left-hander there, into the right. Piquet is right up behind Prost. They're going to go into the tunnel any moment, and then it's only a matter of yards to the finish. It's Prost. Almost lapped. Piquet, the leader. Brundle, it's as close as that, just over a second. And Brundle is gaining all the time. Now they're right up to the chicane, and these are the last stages of the race. Prost goes through. Piquet leads across. Brundle is a second behind him and just fails to hit the wall. The bell-off hit. The checkered flag goes out. Nelson Piquet has won magnificently, and Liz Brundle may well look happy. She's got every reason to do so, because the two men of the race are undoubtedly this man, the brilliant winner for the second Grand Prix in succession, Nelson Piquet, and Martin Brundle, who's given him a magnificent race at the end of the Detroit Grand Prix. A very relaxed-looking Nelson Piquet. So, victory for Nelske, 9 points. Then Brundle, De Angelis